On Thursday or Friday, on Politico, there was an article that got pretty much no mention, and this whole thing gets no mention in the large, quote, mainstream media. And the reason why is because the mainstream media, when a politician gets a billionaire and thus has hundreds of millions of dollars to spend, they spend it on advertising in the media. So the media is not really all that excited about reporting on these things. But the piece in Politico pointed out that, Marco Rubio has had a billionaire since before he ran for the Senate. He has had a billionaire supporter all along. So he's a viable presidential candidate on the Republican side. To be a viable candidate as a Republican, you have to have a billionaire. Scott Walker clearly has, he's got the Koch brothers. We know that long history. And in fact, he's like leading the polls in Iowa. I'm curious, if you are watching or listening in Iowa, have you been seeing ads for Scott Walker paid for by one of many super PACs? I'm wondering why Scott Walker is up in Iowa. Is it because the Koch brothers are throwing money at him, via all these shadowy groups? Or is it that he's doing good retail politics and shaking hands and all that? I don't know. But anyhow, so the Politico says Rand Paul's got a problem. He might not even be a viable candidate because he doesn't have a billionaire. So here's what Senator McCain said yesterday in this closed-door meeting. He says, I know what this is about. I think it's very clear. This is to some degree a fundraising exercise. He obviously has a higher priority for his fundraising and political ambitions than for the security of the nation. The only problem was that Rand Paul was not in the room when that meeting happened. Paul skipped the hour-long meeting, which infuriated his colleagues even more.